Balboa High School, one of 4 schools that you've renovated and gutted a weight room and created, new space for the student athletes here. I kind of want to know, why is that so important to your foundation?
I wanted to put things that people could use back in the community, and really didn't know where that was going to be at the beginning. And then I kind of went back to my roots of what's really helped me when I was young. Before, they didn't have that. If you would have saw what this place looked like before, I was just talking to my equipment guy. He's like, this is the worst one I've ever seen. And so now it's bigger, it's new, it needed to have an upgrade. Now it's here, and so hopefully people start to come into it and take advantage of it.
How do you go about finding that funding to connect yourself to schools that you don't necessarily have personal connections with?
Bring in our partners. So we'll look at, hey, are there any notable types of players or anybody that we know that's from this school that might want to give back? I have a client base with Constant Contact, who's one of our partners as well, and we'll use our tool and our database to go and show them, hey, this is the new project, this is the impact, this is how many people go here, this is what it looks like now, and we'll send out a little blurb and get everyone involved, and then we'll help ourselves fundraise, and then we'll go and rinse and repeat.
Coming out of high school as a 0-star recruit, still going as an undrafted free agent in the draft, you talk about transferable skills. How did you use those transferable skills in the way that you would like those students to know that they could utilize them in the same way?
Absolutely, and I think I mentioned it, things can snowball for you, but you got to plant the seed somewhere. And so for me, back in my early childhood, so I started to learn how to work hard, because I had a lot of responsibility all of a sudden. I'm taking care of like 5 horses, some cattle, we had goats, chickens, and then in the summer we're building barbed wire fence. Putting that aside, sports as well, I'm in a position where I'm doing a lot of work, whether it's play work or work, but I'm doing a lot of different types of responsibility work type of things. And that transferred as I continued to get older, and now how I approached things was back to my roots of how I was actually grown up and what the environments I was around. So it's the same thing when it came to the weight room, the same thing when it came to sports. And now my snowball has continued to grow, and I continue to use what I had known to get me to the next step. Build on that, use what I know and what I've learned, and to get me to the next step, high school, to college, to NFL, and now into year 8 of the NFL.
Which brings me to my last question to you. Obviously, you had 7 years, 7 seasons with the LA Chargers, but then you now are in DC with the Commanders. Having played in the Commanders, you have some history with the Eagles. Your first touchdown against the Eagles.
I do. That's true. Okay, you did your homework.
Yeah,
I appreciate you.
Your first NFC championship against the Eagles.
Yeah, well, the Eagles, whatever. We're not worried about them. They give them praise where praise is due.
Yeah.
They won the Super Bowl. They knocked us out.
Oh.
But the journey has been pretty amazing. It's been, you mentioned it, building blocks. It's been, hey, let's continue to build on what we've done in the past, and as a team and individually. And so it's been really cool to be a part of and really grow the community around that. Just because I have my own internal community, you obviously have to have yourself and have good building blocks for yourself to continue to push forward, but then you don't do it alone, you do it with others. And so that's kind of been something that I've also tapped into, as well as continuing to take advantage of these platforms of the fan base, of all of the different people that are loving sports. And now I can be a part of that, and they can be a part of other things that I'm growing with, different things off the field as well.
Tonight.